Peppa Pig, Peppa's Holiday Cruise. Peppa and George were going on a special holiday with Granny and Grandpa Pig. Bye bye, Goldie, said Peppa to her pet fish. I will miss you. Bye bye. Have a lovely holiday, shouted Mommy Pig as they drove off. And don't forget to phone, added Daddy Pig. Granny Pig told Peppa and George that they were going on a cruise. A cruise is a holiday on a big boat. When they arrived at the dock, Grandpa Pig looked around. The cruise ship should be here somewhere. Is there, Grandpa? Said Peppa, pointing up. I say, said Grandpa Pig, what a big boat it is. Peppa, George, and Granny and Grandpa Pig took a lift all the way to the top deck of very big cruise ship. Welcome aboard the sunny ocean, said Captain Ooter. Our solar-powered cruise ship. Enjoy your holiday. Please follow me to your cabin, said one of the crew members. As they headed to their cabin, the cruise ship set sail. Ooh, said Peppa when they reached their cabin. We have a big bed, two little beds, a television, and we can see the sea. Shall we explore the ship now? Asked Grandpa Pig. Yes, cheered Peppa. It's such a big ship, said Granny Pig. I wonder what we will find. The cruise ship had lots of things to see and do. There were paddling pools, a giant soft play center, an arcade with games to play, and lots of exciting shops and cafes. This boat has everything, said Peppa. It certainly does, said Grandpa Pig, tired from all the racing around. George's favorite thing on the whole ship was the ride-on potato. He did not want to do anything else. Tato, cheered George. Hee hee, Tato. While George was busy riding the potato over and over again, Peppa found the trampolines. Bounce, bounce, boing. Then she played in the splash pool, and she made a new friend called Rohan Rhino. They had lots of fun together. Granny Pig and Peppa went back to find George and Grandpa Pig at the potato ride. Did you have a lovely time, George? Asked Granny Pig. Tato, Tato, cheered George. That night it was showtime on the cruise ship. Everyone got dressed up for the occasion. Good evening, everyone. I'm Pirate Pete, said the pirate on the stage. Peppa and George watched as Pirate Pete helped Mrs. Mermaid get in a magic treasure chest and then turned her into poof! Chocolate coins! Shouted Pirate Pete as he threw them out to the audience. Hooray! Everyone cheered, amazed. The next morning, Peppa and George woke up bright and early. They took a little boat from the cruise ship to a tropical island. Peppa's friend Rohan was there too. He helped her find a present for Goldie. It was a toy whale. That is very kind, Peppa, said Granny Pig. Is there anyone else we need to buy a gift for? Mommy and Daddy can play with the whale too, said Peppa. I think we should call home now, said Grandpa Pig. Yes, said Peppa. I need to speak to Goldie. Ring, 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 ring. Hello, said Daddy Pig sleepily. Who is this? It's me, Daddy, said Peppa. Can I speak to Goldie, please? Daddy Pig took the phone to Goldie and Peppa told her all about her holiday. What is the best thing about your holiday, George? Asked Mommy Pig. Potato, said George. Potato, said Mommy and Daddy Pig, looking at each other in confusion. George loves the potato ride, explained Peppa. Peppa, George, and Granny and Grandpa Pig got the little boat back from the tropical island to the cruise ship. Then they sat down to a delicious dinner on the deck. Spaghetti, cheered Peppa. Pikiti, cheered George. It was a lovely night. The next day was the last day of the holiday. Peppa said goodbye to her new friend. I won't forget you, Rohan, she said sadly. They did not want the holiday to end. Don't worry, Peppa, you can keep in touch, said Granny Pig, and there will be other holidays. George said goodbye to Ride on Potato. Don't worry, George, said Peppa, there will be other potatoes. The cruise ship sailed all the way home. Mommy Pig, Daddy Pig and Goldie had come to meet Peppa and George. Mommy, Daddy, Goldie, cheered Peppa, running straight to Goldie. Was it a good holiday? Asked Daddy Pig. It was the best holiday ever, said Peppa. There were pirates, mermaids, splash pools, and shops. And Tito, said George. We had a wonderful time, said Granny Pig. And now we can go home and rest, said Grandpa Pig. And after that, we can all go on a cruise ship. Holiday again, said Peppa. Peppa George love cruise ship holidays. Everyone loves cruise ship holidays. Peppa goes to a wedding. Madam Gazelle has some exciting news. Mr. Bull and Mrs. Cow are getting married. What happens when people get married? Asked Peppa. There is a big party called a wedding, says Mandy Mouse. The people promise to love each other forever, say I do and kiss. Yuck, says George. Mrs. Cow has come to ask Peppa to be her bridesmaid. Yes, please, squeals Peppa. But, what's that? It means you will be my special helper for the day, explains Mrs. Cow. Soon the wedding day arrives, but things starts to go a little bit wrong. First, George accidentally sits on the cake when nobody is looking, Squish! Next, Mrs. Cow puts on her wedding dress and it has lots of big holes in it. Mrs. Cow starts to cry. You look like a piece of cheese, says Peppa helpfully. Mommy Pig gasps. It must have been cut at the dress shop. It is okay. These are happy tears, says Mrs. Cow. I love cheese. It is the best dress ever. Mrs. Cow and Mr. Bull have not planned anything for the wedding. So Madam Gazelle has been in a frizzy, getting everything ready for the special day. Miss Rabbit is even flying Mrs. Cow to the wedding in her helicopter. Thanks for the lift, Miss Rabbit, says Peppa. The guests gather together for the ceremony. Do you promise to love and care for each other forever? Asked Madam Gazelle. I do, says Mr. Bull. I do, says Mrs. Cow. Daddy Pig gives the rings to the bride and groom. When they put rings on, that means they are married. Peppa tells Susie Sheep, I'm a bridesmaid, so I know a lot about weddings. Mr. Bull and Mrs. Cow are now married. They share a big kiss. Mwah! Woo! Hooray! Next they cut the wedding cake, but it has been squashed. It looks like the earth I dig at work, says Mr. Bull excitedly. It is the best wedding cake ever. It's time for the party, Mr. Bull announces. And what lovely weather we have for it. Suddenly there is a flash of lightning and a boom of thunder. Then it starts to pour with rain. Hooray! Cheers Peppa. Now we can jump up and down in muddy puddles. The band starts to play and everyone dances and splashes about in the mud. This is the best wedding ever, says Peppa. Peppa loves muddy puddle weddings. Everyone loves muddy puddle weddings. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the story. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to Storytime with Sonia Panda to listen to more stories with me. Take care, friends.